Sup fools, how's it going? My name is Jahim the Creator, and today we are going to talk about shooting stuff in Africa behind the scenes. Let's begin.
Bring me my beanie bag. So we're here with Jahim today. We're right now in Senegal in Africa, and Jahim is the other cinematographer. We're shooting the show together. Jahim, what is your experience with filmmaking in general? When have you started? What's your backstory in 60 seconds?
Okay. In general, I've been doing filmmaking since 2007 in college. Ordered something from After Effects. Took me 3 months to import a video, but once I did it, I was hooked. I fell in love. I created a whole bunch of funny VFX stuff, and then gave that up. Went the traditional white route. Then met my wife. She's awesome. She kicked my ass back to filmmaking, and I got to meet these guys, and now we are creating together.
Yeah. So Jahim entered the ElHodge TV team 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
First, he tried to kick me out and make me get fired, but that didn't work out. We just expanded the team, and yeah, we fell in love. Like, no homo, but you know, friend-wise, but no homo.
It's totally like that.
No, we've been shooting a lot, and especially like the other day we had like a conversation about our chemistry on set, how we can read each other's minds, and we know always what the other person does and what this other person wants from us, and this is magical.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. Basically, he moves, I move. I move, he moves. Like we didn't have to communicate. It's like a marriage or something, but it worked. We were working really fast, and we were creating magic and some great pieces of cinema.
He said it, not me. But for like an example, like when we shoot like a skit, when we shoot like with the two camera setup, we always do a wide and a medium in the same time, and then we do coverages in the next round. So we shoot every skit. Well, total we shoot it 3 times, but the first round is mostly still like a rehearsal. Mm-hmm. Then the second time is the actual shoot. We do a medium and the wide shot. He always does the
Wide shot.
and I do the medium. I'm always on 70 millimeter. He's on
35.
And I know it. He knows it, and that way we know exactly what the other person is shooting right now, and we don't need any other external monitors. And this is fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically at 35 millimeter, he has a good idea of my focal length and how close he needs to be to the subject in order not to get into my frame. And personally, since he's at 70, like, I'm free reign, baby. You know, he can be as far as he wants, close. I'm good to go.
Yeah, and then we double shoot over shoulder, both on 70, and so we don't shoot each other. And yeah, it's going very well. We have like still 4 or 5 days left. 4 days, I think.
Actually 3.
3 days left, and we've been shooting on lots of different locations. Mm-hmm. We were in one village.
Yeah, we were in the village. We shot somewhere in the city. We shot on the street by where we live, and here in this hotel. Like we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, and what was like your favorite experience on set?
My favorite experience?
Let's back up. What's your least favorite experience on set so far?
My least favorite experience. I gotta say it was when we tried to shoot this scene outside, and somebody's supposed to be getting hit by the car, and then I had to act. I don't think I did a very good job, but what was so annoying is the people coming and telling us to not shoot over there, which is completely ridiculous. We were not bothering anybody. We were just there for very little time. And I guess I understand it, but at the same time, I mean, come on, if we're not bothering anybody, let us create magic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what is the difference of us just hanging out there or having a camera in our hands? What is really the difference? You know?
No difference. If we had cell phones, I bet you nobody would have bothered us.
I think it's like one of those, you know, this mentality that they try to make cash with anything, like at the airport,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think it's one of these things. If they don't get anything from it, they won't let it happen. Although in a village, we shot at 2 different villages. And one village is the same one we shot at like 6 months ago. And the other one was new. And at the new village, they were the same way. They tried to make cash with us shooting at their places, which I understand. If someone shoots at my house, I want cash for it, okay? But I'm a city person, and that's what I thought. At the other village, they didn't ask for anything. They just had a good time. For them, it's like free theater.
Yeah.
So my theory is because the other village is so close to an actually town that they need the cash to actually go to buy groceries or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yes. But also because in some location it was okay, and others you can tell that people were just trying to make a buck. You know what I mean? Other people, most were gracious, but others, like they smelled it. They just come in, it was like, hey, you need permission, you need to pay. But it is what it is, I guess, the things you have to deal with when you are, you know, not so big budget production and you can't get licenses for everything.
Yeah, my least favorite experience was 2 hours ago. We were shooting at a boutique, is what they call it. What is that in English? Like a little store?
Yeah, I would say a little store, yeah.
Like a little shop, like it's literally just a counter. And, you know, people were waiting and it was very stressful. We had like 2 lights there, 2 cameras and BTS camera. And I get very stressed if I don't control the environment. There were people around me, there were flies around me. And eventually we finished the actual shoot. We had to go very quickly, and then we always do like those little reel scenes. And then I felt abandoned. We talked about it. What happened is that we shot a reel. I usually do that by myself. We don't need any more cameras. So usually what happens is that everybody else who's not needed anymore takes the equipment, gets to the car, and it was super important that it happens now because, you know, there's like lots of strangers and they could steal this stuff and whatever. So after we were done shooting, I saw that they were hanging out in the car, and I just told the story how it was. And then the actors, the African actors who are not supposed to touch the equipment, but they want to be helpful because that's their hospitality. So they started putting those tripods and the stands, the light stands down, and eventually it fell down, and the batteries of the lights fell off somewhere on the ground, and yeah, then they were gone, and I had to find them while I had my camera in one hand. I was stressed, I was pissed, and then I just ran to the car with all my stuff, snapped at Jahim because I was like, what the fuck, I need help, you know. I did apologize for that because that was not appropriate.
Well, what he said, I can see how it could appear. So in a way, it probably was. I grabbed both of the gimbals, you know, went back to the car and was packing up the gear. And usually these things don't always, like shooting reels don't usually take time, but at the time I just thought about packing the gear. I did, and then as soon as I packed the gear and I sat down for a minute, and then I said some words with Calvin, but he was already done, and he's coming down. I can see that he was already mad. I couldn't tell why, but as soon as we started talking, I figured, oh, okay, yeah, he's a little frustrated. I didn't hold it against him, but I just figured I'd give him time to cool down, you know, because this guy, he acts like he's a jackass, but he really isn't. I think he's a sweetheart at heart. I'm telling a bunch of secrets now, so I didn't really hold it against him, but I totally understood where he was coming from.
Yeah, if we could play it back, the only thing, because now I know he just got to the car, so it's not his responsibility to help me with the other stuff. You could have told Kelvin, or he could have thought of it himself, because that was basically his job at this point. And I'm gonna have a conversation with him about that too.
I just felt like I could have moved faster. Instead of sitting down, I should have just put everything there in the bag and then run right back up. Either
That
way,
or talking to him because
Maybe.
he wasn't busy.
He wasn't busy, but you know, he's still green, new. So technically, I take some of the blame. I should have hustled back a little faster
Yeah.
because I saw the environment and there was a lot of people. So that should have been in the back of my head. So I take a little bit of responsibility for that. So,
Anyways, that was my worst experience. So let's talk about positive stuff. What was your favorite experience?
favorite experience? I think
First class doesn't count.
First class was awesome. My favorite experience, I don't really have one. I think so far we've been working and it didn't feel like we were wasting too much time. And definitely the best one was when we were at the village the other day, because we came in and already felt a little stressed because we had so much work to do. We didn't know how it was gonna get done. But dude, it's like we became psychic or Geminis or something. You know, we didn't have to communicate, things were just working.
Fused.
The production was on rails. That never happens. Never. Somebody's always screwing up.
Yeah.
But together we're just like, man, we finished so quick. Dude, it was still daylight. It was like, okay, so let's call it. I think that was my favorite experience. The other day was the best. But overall, it's fun being here. Definitely enjoying filming and shooting in such a different place than the States, where the rules are so different, the temperature, the weather, the people. So it's an experience overall. So yeah.
I definitely agree with this day because that was really the day where we really fused and everything just worked like the well-oiled
machine.
I wanted to say penis, but yeah, machine it is.
Man.
But no, yeah, overall, like all the experiences we make here, it's just, I would say it's like a one in a lifetime experience, but it's the second time.
Yeah, it's a second time, but this time it was still different. Even though we've been here before, the experience is what we're experiencing, even shooting wise, it's different, you know. So like last time we had good shoots, but this time I think we had great shoots. We did so many things together, and I'm really enjoying the work we've done here.
Yeah, there's still some difficulties you don't encounter like this when you shoot in the States or where you control the environment, like small things you wouldn't think of, like electricity. Like not every outlet works, you know. This is like, okay, it's Africa, this is something to expect, I guess, but you know, like right now we shoot like on batteries right now, so if this light turns off at some point, it happened, you know.
Yeah.
And like in this room, I think only 1 or 2 outlets work, so this is like one difficulty.
Yeah, definitely. But we did come prepared. We brought some chargers and everything. But still, it is a little, because these things take a while to charge. We'd rather have access to electricity and use the batteries when we need them. Absolutely need them, like shooting outside where it's a little dark or something. But we in a house and we're using batteries. Usually that doesn't happen, but it is what it is. Yeah,
and the other thing, in the village especially, but everywhere, when you shoot in public, people are not used to cameras, and it's a show for them. So they're in the village, they're gonna sit down with, I don't know, 30, 40 people, mostly kids, and they watch us work, you know, which is cute. I love that, you know. It's like nice to work with the live audience, but then, you know,
after a while
you have to shoot in almost
Maneuver.
every angle in 180 degrees. So we have to tell 20 people or 30 people, please, can you get out of the way at your own space? You know, I feel bad about it, and I don't speak your language. And this is just, he at least speaks French, but I don't think they speak French in the village, do they?
No, most of them don't. So technically we were on the same boat.
In Senegal, they speak French, and what's the other language?
Dude, there's so many languages. There's French, Poulard, there's several dialects here from what I
but
can
if
tell.
you speak French, you pretty much can communicate,
yeah.
but not in the village.
And the village is a little harder, yeah.
Yeah, and what else? Oh, we were shooting with a drone, and then this guy also complained about that. We were shooting just buildings and pretty high up.
Yeah.
But this guy just didn't want us to, even though we talked to the village leader, and he said, yeah, we could shoot people taking a shower outside or using the restroom outside, because everything happens outside in the village. There is buildings, but I guess not restrooms and bathrooms.
I don't know. I mean,
I didn't see any naked person, but I'm going to review the footage, and
Yeah.
if there is any, I'm going to fade them in right now. Kidding. Privacy and whatnot.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's quite the adventure. And yeah, by the way, we're shooting for ElHodgeTV Africa. It's a sub-channel created, I think, like 8 months ago, I think.
Yeah, and it's thriving well.
Yeah, I mean, if you speak French or Fulani, go check it out.
Yeah.
That's also a thing. I don't understand anything we're shooting.
Yeah.
Or almost anything. We shoot like 50 minutes per skit or so, and we're just sitting there making sure the frame is right, and we think, oh, that was a perfect take, let's move on. But they were like, no, we have to do it again.
We stumbled on our words or something. I was like, what? That's what you did? Okay. Run it again.
Yeah.
And
So-
then,
Yeah, this is tricky. I've never had an experience like that to shoot in a language I don't understand,
Yeah.
apart from English. Because when I moved to America, it was the same thing.
Really?
I was shooting stuff I didn't understand
interesting.
5 years ago.
Yeah. Now look at this guy now. You know, I understand everything he says. Even know how to curse.
Yes, asshole. Yeah.
Also, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's the issue we're having with the drone, actually. My thing is, if you are going abroad to shoot, do your best to do all your updates in the States, because the internet is absolutely trash over here.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm definitely gonna make a separate video on this stupid drone. You guys know drones and I we ain't friends any longer. Yeah. Long story short, I brought the drone here, and the first shots we got, we couldn't really use the footage. He had to decode it somehow.
Dude, I was like Einstein, you know, doing some calculations on my computer, like figuring out what to do. So doing all these calculations, figured out how to convert the footage into something usable. It's crazy that it recorded in a format that Premiere could not handle. And it was MP4, but for some reason, yeah, check your settings before you start recording.
Yeah. And I think it's not a problem. The settings are not the problem. I think the drone is just messed up, because then I started to do this update, because it was like, oh, update required or whatever. So I clicked on, yeah, let's do this. And then I did the update, and now I can't start the drone at all. And then I read on the internet, and many people, all of the people who did the update have the same problem. So now I can't use the drone any longer. I have to wait until I'm back in the States and then send it back. And
luckily, I don't know if we do need to use it. I did bring a backup. I got my DJI Mavic Air 2. You know, they make great quality product. You can always count on them. It's just that we have some severe restrictions when it comes to fly zones and stuff, but otherwise,
now at the new village, it should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. But we're gonna get some more stuff. It's luckily we do have a backup. Could you imagine we spend all this money to come here to shoot and get some great aerial stuff, and then you got faulty equipment, not your fault, but software issue, and then all of a sudden, like, it's not like what was the point of the trip. It's more like, dude, I missed so many great shots because the stupid drone is not working.
So yeah, that sucks. At least we have a little bit, and it does work, but it's not as good as it could have been. Anyways, anything else to add?
I think we covered most of the important stuff. Yeah.
Cool. So you guys make sure to check out JahimTheCreator. He does lots of cool short films now, short films, and vlogs. So definitely gotta check him out. and ElHodgeTV, TV Africa. All this stuff is going to be in the description below. And see you in the next video.
See you guys soon.
Can you say toodly-doo?
Toodly-doo.
Toodly-doo.
Toodly-doo.